Who's That Girl opens all around the country on Friday, and if you live near High Wycombe or Gateshead, you could get to see it immediately. In fact, if you wanted to, you could probably see half a dozen of the very latest films in a single weekend. OK, so what's so special about High Wycombe and Gateshead? Well, the very latest multiplexes, purpose-built cinemas with half a dozen or so screens, have just opened in those two towns. The multiplex trend began, as regular viewers of this programme will know, some 18 months ago with the opening of the Point at Milton Keynes. And in the intervening period, various companies, British and American, have clambered aboard the bandwagon. So tonight, Film 87 investigates what could be the cinema of tomorrow. In the 1930s, cinemas on the grand scale opened up in every neighbourhood in the land. Now, for the first time since then, after years of closures and conversions, Britain is on the brink of another cycle of cinema development which could be equally important.
Welcome to CIC, and a cinema unlike any other. We hope we thought of everything to help you have a great time. Enjoy yourself, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.
Welcome to Maybox. Enjoy yourselves and see you soon.
AMC Cinemas welcome you to the world of multi-screen cinema.
Bond is back in High Wycombe. There hadn't been a cinema screen there for 5 years. Now there are 6 at CIC's Wycombe 6, an archetypal multiplex and perhaps the shape of things to come. If you haven't booked by phone and credit card, you'll still need a ticket. But no tiny scraps of brown paper cluttering the desk here. This is all computerised and you get a reserved seat of your choice. So no need to rush in and bag your place. Instead, there's time to sample the other pleasures of the establishment, the upmarket bar restaurant perhaps, all part of the multiplex marketing philosophy which aims to get them back into the cinema. Ah, popcorn. Yes, well, that at least is a relic of the old days when all around you could hear people crunching the stuff into the carpets. Here, though, they insist that their popcorn is freshly popped and it comes in cartons the size of buckets. Inside the cinema, there's blissfully legroom. No need now to rest your chin on your knees. And one projectionist can service all 6 screens, thanks to state-of-the-art equipment, including Dolby Stereo. Not surprisingly, the multiplex moguls from across the Atlantic profess pride in their considerable investment. It's not surprising either that independent British cinema owners, who are responsible for 25% of the nation's cinemas, are both impressed and worried about their own future.
Theatre costs just over £4.3 million. We think we've got something here that no other complex in the country has.
I have no sour grapes at all. No, any cinema that opens, to my way of thinking, is a benefit. Where I do find there is a problem is if this building was put into a city or town where there's an existing independent cinema, then that cinema would probably be showing the films first and the existing cinema would not. And that's our big fear, you see. They can put these multiplexes anywhere, irrespective of existing theatres. And as is happening in the north, the existing theatres have been there for 50 and 60 years, some of them, have quite frankly been frozen out.
And in the northeast, American Multi-Cinema's 10-screen multiplex in Gateshead, just opened, may very well threaten the independent sector. AMC, who also run the Point at Milton Keynes, like to think of themselves as the McDonald's of cinema, insisting that they demand a similar standard of cleanliness and efficiency. They've come a long way from Omaha, Nebraska, the site of their first cinema, to Tyne and Weir, but in both places they expect similar success by finding a style and sticking with it.
We haven't compromised that position at all. What we're trying to do here is create a habit. Make movie-going an event. As we talked earlier, there's nothing like going to a good comedy and sitting with 300 people or 200 people in an auditorium. The laughter becomes infectious. The film has more meaning.
Meanwhile, in Slough, the Maybox company is building 10 screens which will open very soon. Maybox's directors include one more accustomed to providing the screen entertainment than paying for the building.
I think it gives a centre to a city, a big entertainment complex. And I watched it in the States very, very carefully. And you can have as many as you like. I opened one in Toronto with Educating Rita. I went on tour, and I opened one in Toronto, which was 24 cinemas. And they're full. I was back and I saw the owner in Canada a couple of weeks ago. I said, how did it make out? He said, we're packed in there. You see, the people will go out if it's worth going out.
And a third of those who do go out are what Maybox coyly describes as courting
If
couples.
you look, you can see where I'm sitting. This is a new type of seat. They didn't have this when I was a kid. This is a sort of couple seat in the back row. I was thinking these are going to wear out faster than all the others. It's too late for me, but they'll enjoy that, the kids.
I think it's a lovely idea. I think that people will enjoy booking a love seat in the back row. I think the movies are a very romantic place to go. They always have been. And I think we're just providing an opportunity for the more romantic of our clientele to take advantage of something like that.
But romance and the rest cost serious money, £3.6 million for the conversion alone. Yet Michael Caine insists it's a genuine investment, not a way of subsidising the arts.
Oh yes, I would like to make some money. I usually, I only put money into things that I think are going to be profitable. I'm not a philanthropist. Well, I have been known to be, but I mean, not in this case. I'm not. No, I'm here for business reasons. In as much as I make the movies, I thought I'd put my money in the places where they show the movies, and all I've got to do is buy an ice cream factory, and I've got you wrapped up at each end.
What about the popcorn, Mike? Well, for the record, the established cinema circuits, Caine and Rank, who run the Odeon chain, are also moving into multiplexes. Caine, who opened the country's second multiplex at Salford Quays a year ago, are now planning one for Southampton and a 17-screener in London's Piccadilly. Rank have plans for an 8-screen multiplex in Romford, Essex. Meanwhile, an American company, National Amusements, are breaking into the British market with an 11-screen cinema in Nottingham. And there could also be multiplexes soon in Glasgow, Solihull and Bristol. And that report brings us neatly to the rest of the movie news.